What's going on, you guys? So if you missed my last video, I bought an S2000. As you can see, there is some assembly required. This car was hit and it was parted out. Luckily, it still maintains a clean title. I'll put out probably a future video explaining the damage because this car will be for sale at the end of it, but you know, I want to be completely transparent about everything. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, this video, we're gonna work on cleaning the car, get everything ready for the power plant. And part of that is gonna be me just snooping around and, you know, making sure there's no loose ends or anything. All right, so it's not perfect and I still have a little bit more work to do, but as you guys can see, it's definitely getting way cleaner, and the goal is to make it, you know, as clean as I can, hopefully spotless, but we'll see how everything kind of looks when I'm done. All right, so next up is anxiety inducing a little bit, not gonna lie. I gotta pull this valve cover off and just look around a little bit. I'm just gonna see, you know, how it looks. I pulled the cap off a little earlier and it didn't really look too bad, but. All right, so like I said, it's always a little point of anxiety whenever you pull the valve cover off of an engine, but luckily it looks pretty good under here. The intake side is nice and clean. It's got a little bit of yellowing just due to heat, but really everything looks pretty good. There's no wear or anything like that on these gears. The pattern's really good. This is great stuff, guys. This engine has about, they said it's got about 40,000 miles on it, and based on what I see here, I completely believe that. Basically what we're gonna do is, because I have the cross member there, we are going to lift the whole front end of the car up. We're gonna slide the engine underneath it, and then that's when we're gonna start lining things up. This is actually the first time I've ever done it that way, but this is kind of like that stepping stone to working on like Ferraris and stuff like that, because if you have to do an engine out on a Ferrari, typically it comes out the bottom. All right, so I'm sick of getting dirty every time I touch it. And by dirty, I mean dusty. So I'm just gonna wipe all this barn dust off the car, and we're gonna see what kind of paint's left underneath it, because I'm kind of curious. All right, guys, so today we've energized the car, and this is exciting for two reasons. One, as I might have mentioned previously, I have no idea how many miles are on this car. The seller has no idea how many miles are on this car. So basically, I'm completely rolling the dice on this car. You know, as I have said before, this car will be for sale after it's done. So I don't know what I'm working with here. So definitely a little bit of anxiety there. We're gonna do a little mileage reveal. I got this battery hooked up. Just, this is temporary. Don't, you know, scream at me yet. Okay, mileage reveal in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Oh, here's Chris, by the way. we just got done filming a video that you guys are possibly already gonna see by the time you see this. Not really sure the order I'm gonna put everything in yet, but he's got the yellow Gallardo and it's sitting outside. If you're watching this because you subscribed to my Aston Martin content, I'm not really all that sorry for what you're about to see. We determined that there is a lot of wiring differences between the US computer and the JDM computer. So the car isn't going to run with the US harness on it with the JDM engine and the JDM computer. You have to use the US computer with the US harness. And the reason I think they did that is purely for people like me that are trying to get around the immobilizer. Obviously, this is my own car, but I'm sure you can think of some other scenarios where that would pose a problem. So instead, what we did was, like I said, we noticed that the injectors are not firing, but the fuel pump we got to work. So what we were going to do, well, we already did do, is we sprayed a little bit of fuel in the throttle body, and we're just going to turn it over just to see if it starts. Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
She runs.
She runs. First run.
Congratulations.
We got some smoke.
A little bit of a shoot, yeah.
And it was misfiring. And we're gonna have to dig into that misfire a little bit. It might be time to run some numbers and see what we're looking at here. As long as I know that the compression is good, then I know that it's just, the way that we're starting it, which is not something you should ever try at home, by the way. But yeah, hopefully it's just nothing and I'm being overly cautious. There have been a lot of bad engines on this channel lately and cars with engine problems.
And go. Turn same key on within 17 seconds. Go ahead and turn on.
No seats, guys.
Go ahead and give her a run.
All right, moment of truth. All right, so no surprise there that the dash looked like pretty much a Christmas tree. And I mean, it's kind of obvious why. You guys heard that was probably a vacuum leak. I mean, look, I have this all just kind of like thrown together, just plugged up. Yes. If you see me rolling around in this, just mind your business, all right?